So that check engine light is on in your Ford, and you've pulled the code P0731. What on earth does that mean? Well, don't worry, we are going to get to the bottom of this. In this explainer, we'll break down exactly what that code is telling you, we'll zero in on the most common cause, and I'll give you a step-by-step diagnostic guide to get you and your car back on the road.
Okay, so you've seen the code P0731. Gear 1 incorrect ratio. I know, it sounds super technical, right? But really, your car's computer is sending you a pretty simple message. It's saying, hey, I'm detecting a mismatch between the engine's speed and the transmission's output speed when we should be in first gear. Basically, something is slipping or just not engaging the way it's supposed to right when you're trying to accelerate from a stop. And just to be clear, this P0731 code, it's specifically for automatic transmissions, and it's pointing its finger directly at a problem with first gear. You really shouldn't think of it as some random glitch. It's more like an early warning flare, telling you that some serious performance issues could be right around the corner if you don't check it out. Now, with some error codes, you could be chasing down a dozen different potential issues. It can feel a little overwhelming. But P0731, well, it's kind of different. The evidence, you'll find, almost always points to one specific component as the main troublemaker. Yep, 9 times out of 10, this error code is triggered by one single faulty part, the first gear solenoid. So what is that? It's basically an electronically controlled valve that tells the transmission fluid where to go to engage first gear. When it fails, your car literally can't shift into first correctly, and that's why the computer throws up the error flag. So this makes that solenoid and all of its connections our #1 suspect. All right, so how do you actually diagnose it? We've put together a really simple 4-point check for you. And we're going to move from the absolute easiest potential fix to the more involved ones. This way, you don't jump straight into a major repair when, a simple wiggle of a wire might be all you needed. Let's walk through these steps together. First, and this is the easiest one, just check the solenoid's wiring connector. Seriously, vibrations from the road can shake it loose over time. Just give it a firm push, make sure you feel it click securely into place. Second, if that connection seems solid, it's time to grab a multimeter and test the electrical signal. You're looking for a short or an open circuit. This will tell you if power is even getting to the solenoid in the first place. Third, take a good look at the connector itself. Are there any cracks, any green, fuzzy corrosion? If it looks damaged, that's your problem. And finally, if the wiring and the connections all check out, well, the solenoid itself is almost certainly the culprit and it probably needs to be replaced. Look, I get it. You might be tempted to just clear the code, ignore the light, and keep on driving, but that is a really bad idea. This isn't some minor emissions warning we're talking about. Ignoring a transmission code like P0731 can lead to really poor acceleration, super harsh shifting. It can even force your car into what's called limp mode, where it just kills the power to prevent, a catastrophic failure. And this quote right here, it just sums it all up perfectly. Troubleshooting this immediately isn't just about fixing the annoyance you have today. It's about preventing a much, much bigger one tomorrow. A small electrical issue now can easily snowball into a major and, trust me, very expensive mechanical failure if you just let it go. So, before you assume the worst and start looking up the cost of a new transmission, just go back to that 4-point checklist. It is entirely possible. In fact, it's pretty likely that the root of all your problems is nothing more than a simple loose wire. So grab a flashlight, start with the easy checks first, and you might just save yourself a ton of time, money, and a massive headache.